Hey everyone, welcome to Sunday's edition of Soaping, and I'm going to be making a kind of a drop swirl type soap. You'll see what I'm talking about whenever you see the process and the finished product. But anyway, so I'm going to have two videos of this. One is going to be a sped up version if you just want to see the process. Another one's going to be me talking about what I'm doing, and it's going to be much longer. So anyway, choose whichever one you want, and as always, safety first. All right, let's begin. Okay, so I'm doing the same type of setup here that I did last time with my regular loaf mold. Then I have my spare square mold in case I have a little extra. Usually don't, but you never know. I'll be using this Black Knight mica powder, this amethyst purple mica powder, Sunday Fun Day yellow mica powder, the matte white pigment powder for water, and then I'm going to be fragrancing this with Moroccan mint fragrance oil from Wholesale Supplies Plus. When I'm done with it, I'm going to texture the top, and I'm going to, like with the January Embers, I'm going to paint the top with a gold mica. At least that's my plan. Sometimes plans don't always work out. So anyway, first things I got to do is I've got my oils pre-measured, which I did last night. And I'm going to go ahead and melt these now. So ta-da. Okay, so I have my oils melted. My lye is, I don't think I've ever mentioned this, but it's a combination of, the lye water, but I also put silk and sodium lactate in there. The sodium lactate kind of helps harden the bar, or make it a little bit harder and smooth, I guess you should say. There's a big difference, like if you don't use it or if you do use it, so I just always chose to use it. So anyway, my oils are at about a temperature that I like. This I made last night, so it's at room temperature. Well, maybe a little cold because it's kind of cold in here, but I'm going to go ahead and pour this in here. I have my colorants already dispersed and my fragrance already weighed out, so I'm already ready there for that. I'm going to make a white base and plop in like a purple kind of in the pot swirl. If you're familiar with acrylic paint pouring, the in the pot swirl is very similar to that, except obviously you're not putting it on a canvas, you're putting it into a mold. So anyway, but I'm going to go ahead and blend this, so I'm going to speed this up just a tad so that you don't have to listen to how loud it is. I want this soap batter to be a little on the thicker side, but it's kind of looking like it's already thickening up a lot before I even add my fragrance, so I don't know what's going on there. My temperature is only at 98 degrees, so beautiful. All right. Okay. Gotta move some stuff around here. Now, this is something I've done from time to time, but totally forgot to add my fragrance, so I'm gonna have to do that real quick. So hopefully we don't get any dramatic anything. The website, well, from the reviews that I've read on the website, it says that it doesn't really cause any acceleration or rising or anything like that, so we'll see. I use this little hand blender to mix my individual colors because obviously I can't fit, you can see that, I can't fit a stick blender in there. It's too tiny. But I don't need much of this color because I'm just doing like a delicate swirl of it. So I don't want too much color because then it would defeat the purpose of having a delicate swirl. purple over here. Maybe I could use a stick blender on that. I think I will, because there's a little bit more in here. But now that I'm putting it in the purple, I won't put it in the white again. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour my white, because this is gonna be my base. And I'm gonna pour most of it in here. I want to retain some to kind of layer over the top. I don't know if that's gonna happen. I may have to move some back into my tub. There we go. All right. So yeah, this is pretty fluid, so I must have, I don't know what happened there when I initially mixed my lyes and oils. Experiment for another day, I suppose. I mean, sometimes if you add the lye and the oils at too different of a temperature, they can do something like that. But I don't know if that's what happened or not, because I don't think I did that, but unless my thermometer was reading wrong. But looks beautiful now. That's what I'm wanting. Put that out of the way. Make sure these are fully mixed. Okay, so for the drop portion, like I said, this is, ooh, that's getting thick. Give it a good stir. It's kind of loosening up a little bit. Like I said, with acrylic paint pouring, this is a very similar, like if you do like a, well, you know what I mean, acrylic paint pouring with the swirl technique. I don't know what they call it, but it's like you have it in a cup. I've done it a few times, and then you kind of, you know, you'll see what I'm doing here. It's the same. Let me just put it that way. Anyway, so I got my yellow. I'm going to drop it in a couple different areas. Give it a good drop. Kind of like, oh, I got quite a bit in here, so. Yep, still got a bit in there. Okay, now I'm going to do the same with my my green. Kind of give it a good heavy drop and then lift it so that it kind of pulls up through the batter so that it's not all sitting at the bottom. But yeah, I'm going to give it a good kind of rotation. That's about as far as I'm going to go with that. And then I'm going to do something similar. Let's put that to the side there. That's beautiful. Love it. I'm going to do something similar here, where I'm going to just drop it in the center. Give it a good swirl in there. I think I used too much soap, so it's not going to be as delicate of a drop as I was hoping. So, but that's okay. It'll probably still look pretty cool. So I'm just going to call it an experiment and be done with it. Okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna make a black pencil line with black mica. Basically what that is I have my mica in a strainer here, or it's like a hand strainer. I don't know, it's not really a colander, but anyway, it's a small thing. And the mesh is wide enough to let the mica fall through, because I have another one that's, the mesh is too thin, so it like doesn't do anything. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and dust it on here like I'm dusting powdered sugar. on cakes or whatever. But be careful not to put too much, because if you put too much in there, then the next soap layer that I put on is not going to have enough grip to get onto the next layer, to get onto the bottom layer in order to stick. So basically what that would do is it would cause your layers to separate as you're using the soap. So we don't want that, for good reason. Oops. Okay. So this is about where I want it to be. It's this black is very intense, if you can't tell. Okay, so now I'm going to layer my white on top of this. And I'm going to be very, very careful not to break that black layer, because I want it to be a pencil line. And what I mean by that is, like, when you cut the bar, it's going to be a line going across the top of the bar. If I'm not careful with this part, the line will break and the white will pop through that line and kind of not really, I mean, it's okay to have like a somewhat jagged line, but if you let it go too far, it'll just break the line, if that makes sense. But we'll see how well I did this whenever I cut it. This smells really awesome. Again, it's the Moroccan Mint fragrance oil from Wholesale Supplies Plus, and it's a very difficult fragrance to explain. It's like, in the name it says mint, and it definitely has like a minty aroma to it, but there's other elements in this fragrance that are just difficult to explain. The website says it's got like cyclamen and blah blah blah. I don't know, just like all these different fancy names. And I guess when combined with this mint, cucumber, I guess that's not really that fancy. Cucumber, cyclamen, mint, maybe something else. But I guess the combination of those fragrances kind of give it this unique fragrance. Looks like I got a little bit of black on the top there, and that's okay though, because whenever I'm done with this, I'm going to paint the top of it with gold mica, so you won't even see that. So yeah, this black is kind of going to start getting everywhere if I'm not careful. Okay. It's really good to have like towels on hand so that when my gloves get dirty, I can at least wipe them off and not continue to contaminate stuff. So anyway, didn't need this. I'll put it to the side. This is kind of a messy mess. Don't think I'm going to be able to get much of a texture because this is still pretty fluid. Yeah, that's not gonna, but that's okay, because sometimes it's better that way. I'm just gonna leave it flat top. What I could do is let it sit and like kind of solidify just a tad and then go back and do the texture, but every soap batch is different, and like it just behaves differently as it's like gelling or curing. So I don't want to disturb that process, so I'm just gonna let it stay flat. I was kind of, after mixing my oil and lye, I kind of figured it would actually solidify more than this, but this is good. So that just tells me that it's really workable and it can be done. So anyway, what I do is I usually put this in the oven and set it to just warm. Sorry, I just realized that this was not completely in view, so hopefully you saw what I was doing. But anyway, what I do is put this in the oven and set it to just warm and let it sit there for like maybe half an hour, and then it kind of encourages the soap to do its thing. And you got to be careful though, because you can make the soap kind of boil in a sense, and it will cause like micro bubbles on the top of your soap. So I mean, it's just an aesthetic thing, it's nothing like that affects your soap. But anyway, so this is going to go in the oven. It's going to be a couple days, maybe 1 or 2 days, and then I'll cut it. And so yeah, you'll see that here coming next.
Okay, so I forgot to talk while I was doing this, and also for some reason I filmed it in slow motion, so I had to speed it up just a little bit. I don't know what was going on, so the quality is also not as good. But anyway, as you can see, I'm just cutting it. Just like I said, I had a lot of soap batter for the purple part, so you could see that there was a lot of drop in there, which is okay because it looks pretty cool. And it mixed in some of the white batter with it, so it gave it more dimension, I guess. But yeah, that's next time I do the hip hop drop, I'll probably lessen the amount of soap batter I have for that portion. And for this part, like I said earlier, I was going to paint the tops with this gold mica. So this gold mica I made myself. I don't remember where I got the actual gold color mica. It was a long time ago, and I'm talking like 10 years ago maybe. So I don't remember. I don't even know if that company's still around. If I couldn't even remember who it was. But anyway, so I mixed this gold. It's a makeup safe gold, so clearly it's okay. I mixed that with some like silver white mica to give it more of a brighter hue, and it looks a little bit more transparent, but that's okay because it looks pretty delicate and nice. So anyway, these are the materials I used, all the different micas, and you'll find them linked in the description. Most of the stuff came from Wholesale Supplies Plus, but I got the Aqua Pearl from Brambleberry. But if you liked this video and you'd like to see more, just click on my portrait to subscribe, and you can also get a preview of another video like right there embedded in the same ending credits. But anyway, so next time we will be doing a Valentine's type heart soap, so look forward to that one next week. All right, bye.